So let's do a quick recap on this wonderful garden I'm making. The garden is going to be in a conventional dog kennel. Why? Because it's going to keep critters out that I don't want in, and if my dog can't get out, there's going to be no squirrels, rabbits, or anything, or including dogs, getting into my garden. Now, I'm going to be making this where it's going to be covered, so there's going to be no insects as well. I should be able to grow all summer and into the winter. And that is the recap I want to do, because everything's going to be container gardened, even though I may have some stuff growing in the ground, and nothing's going to be able to get to it. It's completely contained. This could be the answer to so many of your problems when it comes to gardening food. And that's the 1/4-inch wire going up, and that will keep out everything pretty much. So let's get into the update on what's going on right now, because I'm about ready to plant my full garden. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I got the biggest hurdle over for this. You would think it'd be covering this with tulle and painting it, but actually it was those 2 blue totes. I filled them and they are ready to grow in. So I am getting very close to starting to set this up. Now I can grow in this even while I'm painting it and putting tulle up. I don't have to worry about that. So I can do on the inside stuff as well as stuff on the outside. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about my dog kennel. I know some of you thought I did, but nope. Today what I did is I'm making myself free soil. And I'm planning on doing either cucumbers or squash or tomatoes on the end in those 2 large blue totes, which I picked up, I think, for about $10 on Walmart. And they're about 30 gallons. They're bigger than they could be a little bit more, but they're bigger than the 18 gallons I normally use, which the blue one in there is 18 gallons. So I am getting close to setting it up. This is going to be amazing. We have squirrels all over the place, but they are not going to get to anything in there. Now, if once I cover it with tulle, that will keep the insects out and I will be hand pollinating. And that's okay. I've got the 1/4-inch wire up and it is ready to go. But what I did this morning is I dragged everything that I had in buckets that I had saved from other totes from around the yard that I had cleaned up, refreshened up. And well, how do you do that? Well, sometimes you want to just start over and give the plants a whole new home to grow in. And when I do that, after a few years, I take everything out and that soil in there is magnificent. You made it. Okay, compost. But you made it from sticks and kitchen scraps and leaves and paper and everything from around the garden. So what I did was I had packed those in buckets ready to go for those 2 blue totes. But I needed to start by making holes. So I got my soldering iron out with my power unit that I use all the time in the yard because I can use it anywhere in the world. Plug in my soldering iron and I made my holes that I need on the bottom. They're not on the very bottom. These are about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch from the bottom, so there'll be the smallest amount of water in there. I don't want to put it on the very bottom because we have so many trees. The trees would find their roots, in the holes, and then they'd be sucking the nutrients and everything that I put in there for my plants for themselves. And I don't want the tree roots from around here going in there. So it's just above the soil line because the tree roots do not go above the ground because they can't. They would just dry out. So in the meantime, what I did was I collected sticks and branches and everything, big bulky stuff went on the bottom. This gives really good drainage. And at the same time, what happens at that point is I'm making free soil. I'm starting right away. Now, the next thing I did was collect leaves and different things from around my garden. And I went ahead and I started dumping in there all the stuff from my bird garden and different places from around the yard. And I just filled it as much as I could and just kept going. I mean, it's free and it's going back to the earth the way it's supposed to go. I also put toilet paper rolls in there because it's cardboard. It's the cleanest cardboard you can get. I collect them. Some people give them to me. And so they got dumped in there. And even the veggie rolls, the joke I did, the video, is really not a joke. You take toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls, you stuff them full of green and yellow leaves, you drop them in there and cover them under the soil. The earthworms love them. It's like a home. They get to sit in their beautiful little apartment or house and eat away on the inside, protected in a place to sleep. So it works really good. Do I do it all the time? No, it's too time consuming. If you got kids, give them that job. They love it. They have no idea what they're doing, but you tell them they're making earthworm homes, and they will go ahead and fill the toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls with all kinds of leaves and stuff. And then what I did for the top is I put soil that was, I'm going to say sifted, but it wasn't sifted. It looks like it. It's just the best broken down leaf matter, toilet paper roll matter, everything you put in there, kitchen scraps, oranges, lemon peels. I mean, everything is in there. Eggshells, anything that you could eat that you didn't, that broke down in another tote now, that went on the top. And now they are ready to plant. I'll probably be planting in them very soon because all I have to do is drop some seeds in there. And I might do that while I'm in the process of getting this all set up. I could just push some seeds in the ground. If they come up, they come up. Well, not in the ground, in those 2 blue totes. And if they don't, they don't. And that's fine, because in the meantime, I could also be growing starts somewhere else in the house or in one of the greenhouses I make out of my totes, whatever I want, move them in there later. So I can do it in various fashions. Now for the summer, I don't plan on doing anything on the top. I've got the shade cloth, but if it gets really hot, I could always drape anything on the top. A tarp, which I really want to get sunlight in there, or just some fabric, old curtains, anything, I don't know. Flags, we'll see as time goes. I might do it as individual plants, cover them on the inside as needed. The next step is to design the inside, which is just stepping back and kind of figuring out where I want to put what. Do I want to put another tote in there? My goal right now is to go ahead and put 5-gallon buckets. I picked some up from Walmart. They were like $3 and change, and they're food grade actually. They're white, though I like colored buckets. The white ones they call food grade, they put a stamp on it. So I might put some buckets in there, and then the 18-gallon totes. I might use some smaller buckets, food containers, flower pots, and grow different things on racks or on the ground or on chairs. The nice thing about this is it's all portable. I can move it. Say, oh, I don't want to plant it there, or I don't want it there, and just pick up the pot and move it. I do have some plants that were coming up on the ground. All the weeds were pulled early on. That went on the bottom of the tote, but there is a beautiful tomato plant growing in the ground, came up on its own. I'm going to leave that. So that is in the ground. And we'll see, maybe it'll send its roots over to the blue tote because it's not that far, and as they leach out that wonderful produce that's being broken down by microbes and everything, even earthworms. Hopefully there's earthworms in there because I went around and collected some of my old soil. It will feed off of that, but we'll see. It wasn't planned. And we'll get it set up where it's easy for me to go in, easy for me to maneuver. I can walk down the middle and know that no insects, once it's covered in tulle, or very few, will be able to get in there. The biggest problem here are squirrels and rats and mice. They won't be able to get in there at all because it's covered in quarter-inch wire, which I also got from Walmart. It's hardware cloth. And then I won't also have to worry about any coyotes coming through or deer eating anything. No possums, no skunks, no nothing will be getting in there. No neighborhood dogs that may be coming in here, or cats some of you have problems with. Nobody's going to be getting into anything in this dog kennel. And that's what makes it really nice. Is it bear proof? We could probably make it bear proof if we wanted to, but since I don't deal with bears, I'm not going to worry about it. We have bobcats and the occasional mountain lion that goes through here, but they're not looking for anything in there, so I don't have to worry about it. So now I just have to start getting planting, and you get to watch this thing grow because I love my small one, and I know I'm absolutely going to love this big dog kennel. Remember, this was 2 dog kennels that were put together. So instead of going from 8 foot to 16 foot, we had extra panels because we didn't have to put the center panels in, and that created an extra 4 feet on the end. So this now goes from 8, 16 to 20 feet long. It is 6 foot tall in the middle, and it is 4 foot wide, which is going to give me plenty of space to grow a garden for probably a family of 4. But we share with the dogs, we share with nature, and we also compost what we don't eat. Remember, anything you don't eat, either it's yellow or you just didn't get to it, you put that back in a pot, you compost that, and you make your own free soil. So let's get cracking. I've got a whole lot more to do. I can't wait to get this completely set up. And look at this, a cloudy day. We had a big thunderstorm. It was amazing. In the beginning of June, I haven't seen that in a long time. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And watch this dog kennel grow along with me and you, and see all the plants that are going to end up in there to eat, because that is all going to be for edible plants. I might sneak in some flower seeds here and there, but those will end up going out in the garden. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Finally. But then I did get to my wall, and it looks beautiful, my butterfly garden. We're getting there.